Are you blokes ready for some fucking Elden Ring? Are you ready to get your asses whooped? Are you ready to get those tiny little wieners wangled? How are your muscles feeling? Why do I ask? Well, because you're about to take a pounding. And your goddamn runes? Well, get ready for them to be swallowed up like a whale swallows a seal. That's right, here are the top 5 hardest bosses in Elden Ring. First up on the list, the Fire Giant. This big chonker waits for you at the end of the mountaintop of the giants, and oh my god, is he shooting fire from his fucking stomach face? Jesus Christ. The fight against the Fire Giant is super demanding because while he is relatively slow, he can cover long distances with this weird roly-poly move he does. And he is about 200 times taller than you, so yeah, he will kill you with one hit. That's pretty certain. 2 tops. He also has a lot of variety in his attacks, so wherever you are, he can wreck your shit. Our tip, stay on torrent as much as you can and always be on the move. Now this next fucking guy is so tough, he has already become the meme of Elden Ring. We are of course talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Star Scourge Radahn. You fight him in Khalid, and yes, he is a big dude on a tiny horse. The fight itself is as weird and unbalanced as this circus act, which led to developers from Software first nerfing him, then buffing him again, and then nerfing him again, buffing him again, nerfing and buffing and nerfing and buffing and nerfing. Even the developers don't really know what to do with this one. Just like with the Fire Giant, Radahn will 1 or 2 hit you with most of his attacks, and he has a lot of different attacks. Jesus Christ. So what can you do about it? Well, again, stay on torrent as much as possible and definitely summon all the NPCs who are waiting in the arena for you, except Patches, that little snake. And if possible, fight him with ranged attack. If you're playing a melee-only build, then, well, good luck, I guess. Asterix and Obelix here are next up on the list, and they are capital A, annoying! When you reach the world's worst double act in Farum Azula, you will most likely already have fought both of them individually. And because those fights weren't hard enough, From Software thought it would be a good idea to chuck them together. Yay! The Godskin duo have a ton of health and cover a lot of ground. Fatso over there with, well, himself and Tall Boy with his dark fire magic stuff. What you want to do though is obviously just to get some help. Yeah,
Stop it.
Get some help.
Get some help.
In front of the boss room, you can summon Recusant Banal, who will help you massively by tanking a lot of damage and pulling aggro. Additionally, summon a tanky Spirit Ash like the Ancestral Follower, Finlay, or the Mimic tier to double that effect. 3 versus 2 sounds unfair, but believe us, you still won't leave this fight without a struggle. More and more people are saying that the endgame of Elden Ring is unbalanced as fuck, and after fighting these dudes here, I agree 100%. Radagon and the Elden Beast are the last bosses of the game, and I absolutely don't have the words to communicate to you how much I struggled with them. Hour after hour, throwing myself against them over and over and over and over and over and over. God, I start seething with rage just thinking about it. The only relief that we can offer to you though is the fact that you don't have to fight them together. Still, you have to go through Radagon and his bajillion different moves well enough to even get a shot at Elden Beast. One tip that I can give you though is summon a tanky spirit and go for poise damage. Both enemies can actually be staggered. Our number 1 pick though shouldn't be a surprise for anyone who has heard anything about the endgame of Elden Ring. Melania is easily the hardest and most annoying boss in Elden Ring. Maybe even the entire From Software catalog, to be honest. She has a lot of health, can basically cover the entire arena in a second, absolutely rinses your health. Oh, and of course, she also heals herself with every hit. Fun, really fun. And if you thought this wasn't sucky enough and you somehow managed to beat her, sick brother, she has a second phase. Here she will, in addition to all of her other bullshit, inflict you with rot, because fuck you. Our tips, well, first, you can dodge through the waterfowl dance, or as I like to call it, the bullshit anime swirl, by unlocking your camera and literally dodging through her. This is her worst move, so if you manage to avoid it, you will have a much easier time. Secondly, don't bother with spirits. She'll just heal herself by beating them to a pulp. Unless you happen to have a Rivers of Blood +10 and want to spam her to death with your Mimic. I know it's boring and everyone cheeses her this way, but hey, a win is a win. But that's all, folks. Our top 5 of the most annoying fucking bosses in Elden Ring. I'm sure you will agree with our selection here, but if you're missing a boss who you thought was absolute bullshit, then let us know, and we'll see you next time.